Welcome you guys to Chris Wrestling Reviews, of course, here on YouTube.com. So we got a return last night live on Monday Night Raw, the phenomenal one himself, AJ Styles. AJ Styles came out, and next thing you know, Dominic Mysterio, he ended up coming out, and pretty much he was trying to pick a fight pretty much with AJ Styles. Then we go on to see AJ Styles crack some jokes and saying that everything done changed. And he's seen where, there's no Rhea, there's no Damian Priest, and he was like, oh, I'm just joking. So they end up getting into the brawl. AJ Styles ended up hitting a phenomenal forearm. So it looks like later in the night, what happened was Adam Pearce made the match official, where AJ Styles wanted to fight Dominic Mysterio, in AJ Styles, fight him next week. But AJ Styles definitely looked strong than he ever has before, especially like when he was in TNA and so on and so forth. Dominic Mysterio was looking surprised, and it was like a pretty cool brawl and everything, between the two. So AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio next week on Raw. Then we ended up getting a stare down, which I thought this was going to happen in the ring where Braun Breaker came out. But Braun Breaker, dressed like a cowboy or whatever, had his title staring down AJ Styles. Now I feel like this would be another phenomenal match for AJ Styles, feud for AJ Styles. But to open up the show, we did have Jey Uso to come out, and pretty much he was yeeting for like 10 minutes or so with fans and everything, until his leg got pulled from under him by no other person than the ring general Gunther. Gunther ended up hitting the fan in the hitting a little kid right in the face with the jacket. So I definitely know this. I definitely know that kid probably did get like a shirt or something like that. But yeah, after then, you guys, we ended up just seeing it was just crazy. But Jay was up on the mic. He got up after he got beat down a little bit, and that he said he's gonna regret this, but he's choosing Gunther to fight at WrestleMania instead of Cody Rhodes. So this right here, you guys, is pretty cool, because Jey Uso done lost to Gunther like multiple times, especially like when he was going after him for the Intercontinental Championship as well. So another story, we had major 3 AEW stars that's fully released from AEW. Miro, of course, you know him as Rusev. Malachi Black, know him as Aleister Black, and also Absolute Ricky Starks. So where would these 3 superstars fit at is another breaking news thing we had, you guys, on yesterday, which was some very interesting news. So we already know Malachi Black more than likely will be put onto the main roster, but where could he be put at, Raw or SmackDown? I would say more so on Monday Night Raw for Aleister Black. Then we ended up getting a incredible 5-star match with with Damage Control, which consists of Io Sky and Dakota Kai, fighting Liv Morgan. And Io Sky is impressive, you guys. Like, you think Io Sky's a joke? Io Sky is no joke whatsoever. She freaking kneed Liv Morgan in the face. As you can tell right here, Liv Morgan was like definitely bloody in everything, you guys, because Io Sky broke up the pinfall by running to Liv Morgan with her knee. And I was like, oh my God. But they Damage Control ended up picking up the victory with Io Sky actually hitting the I call it the genius of the Sky Moonsault onto Liv Morgan and actually winning. Then we get a thing backstage where, like earlier before the match, where Io Sky was saying that Rhea Ripley, she wanted to fight Rhea Ripley, and then later on in the show, Rhea Ripley ended up granting her an opportunity where it would be Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. I think it's next week on Raw or at the Chamber. But we end up getting Roxanne Perez in the corner. They're promoting her that she's going to be fighting Raquel Rodriguez in a Elimination Chamber qualifying match for the women's chamber. So I figure, that's going to be very impressive. Bailey ended up putting on a incredible match as well with the women's intercontinental champion Lara Valkyria. Now, Lara Valkyria, guys, she is definitely phenomenal, but Bailey ended up getting up the pinfall. Plus, Bailey already have a match at NXT Vengeance Day this upcoming Saturday. So Bailey has gotten the Elimination Chamber qualifying match, and she got that. That's impressive. Now, next thing, you guys, we got this little boring old moment with Alpha Academy backstage. Nobody really cared about or anything like that. We also got the Viking Raiders versus the Creed brothers. But Creed brothers ended up getting themselves disqualified by hitting, by Julius Creed hitting, looks like Ivar in the face with the belt. So after then, they just pretty much taunt themselves and, showing that they have, that they this pretty much seems like it's far from over. And then, so yeah, it's kind of boring, not really interesting to it. But we did see the spot to where we ended up having where Ivar, it's on the kitchen table. We ended up seeing, you guys, where Ivar hit like this splash onto what's his face, and it was kind of like weird. It was kind of like a weird little thing, you guys, and I was like, who cares? Anyways, we ended up getting Pat McAfee talking about Kevin Owens, beating down Sami Zayn, so on and so forth, and why he did it, because he helped Cody and Roman Reigns, blah blah blah. And then we end up getting New Day, and they ended up talking, but we did get this phenomenal thing right here with Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, that they will be fighting each other next week on Monday Night Raw for the men's qualifying match. So if I had to pick somebody to win this match, I am definitely going to have to go with Seth Rollins. And then we ended up getting backstage where Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor were, in a little argument, and Finn Balor was like, maybe you need to add somebody to the Judgment Day. But who could we get? Could we get Miro? Could we get Logan Paul? Could we get somebody? I don't know who. Then we ended up getting CM Punk coming out, talking about the Elimination Chamber and talking about Cena. Now, is Cena really turning heel? With, like, they keep teasing stuff about Cena and all of that, potentially like turning heel because of how, what he said at press conference after the Royal Rumble. So we ended up later on in the night getting the main event of Logan Paul had a new entrance theme song. He ended up making his way down to the ring to fight Rey Mysterio in a Elimination Chamber qualifying match. But he had to first talk to CM Punk, and CM Punk was like, you're going to have to go through 3 numbers, of course, which is 619. But Logan Paul ended up having a new finisher. He ended up doing the little knockout thing that he does with his hand. And then he like flips him up and then like face plants him like something. That is an impressive move. And I think Michael Cole call it the Impulsiver or something like that. But it was actually pretty cool. You have to give props to Logan Paul, even though he seems like, he that guy, but then again, he definitely did deserve this opportunity of Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio, he is definitely should be retiring soon, but we ended up getting the beat down by the New Day, which pretty much cuts the show. And I was like, okay, that was a very odd way to actually end the show. We had 2 great things on Monday Night Raw, you guys. Which were the tag match and the one-on-one match with Lara Valkyria and Bailey. That's the only important thing. That was the only greatest thing about the show. But other than that, you guys, like, comment, subscribe to Chris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com. It's 100% free. You don't have to pay anything. Just subscribe, and that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for stepping in. I'll see you guys later.